My dad taught me that not respecting somebody's time was the same as stealing food from their family's table. That lesson served me, and I'm going to explain why. But today, I want to teach you about the concept of our dollars so that you can budget your time in the same way that you would budget your money if you wanted to have more money to invest to create more money. So, in case we're meeting for the very first time, my name is April Bragg, and I help entrepreneurs who crave freedom gain the clarity and focus to achieve it. And as a busy entrepreneur, you're usually too tired, or you're feeling too tied down in your business, or you're feeling like you're not making enough money. And all of those things come back to we need more time. And that is why I came up with the concept of our dollars. Our as in HOUR, not OUR. It's very hard to say. I should have renamed the concept something else. But think about it this, what's the difference between your time and Bill Gates' time? How many hours in a week do you have? You have 168, 24 hours a day times 7 days a week. Now, how many hours in a week does Bill Gates have? He has 168 hours, same as you. Now, I know it's a tongue-in-cheek question because you're like, yeah, but he's got so many more people to help him be so much more productive. And you are exactly, and that's my point. Bill Gates, the billionaire, uses his billions to buy back his time. Eventually, we want to get to the point where we can use our money to buy back our time. But right now, we need to use our time to make more money. We need to use our minutes to make more money so that we have more money to buy back our time. We're going to use our minutes to make more money so that we have our money to buy back more time. That is the concept. That is the goal behind our dollars and learning to think this way before you get overcommitted or tied down to tasks that really aren't helping, or you find yourself doing work that is not profitable enough to grow your business. Mistake number one, you're overcommitting. How do we know if you're thinking, I'm too tired? Your mistake is you're overcommitting. This will teach you how to stop overcommitting. You look at your week. You have 168 hours. What do you spend your time on first? And everybody's going to say the things that are most important. And you're exactly right. The things that are most important should get your time first. Budget your time to spend it to what's most important, the necessities. What are the necessities? Sleep. Sleep, people. I hear people say all the time, hey, you can sleep when you're dead. I'm not talking about oversleeping. I'm talking about sufficiently sleeping. I'm talking about protecting the asset, taking care of yourself. I tell you what, I got so mad one time when I was in college and I was taking a full load, 18 credit hours. By the way, this is where I came up with this concept way back in college days. And I'm like, why? What's going on? I thought I was a bad time manager. I wasn't a bad time manager. I was overcommitted. I had too many things vying for the same dollars in my time budget. And during that time, I literally wrote it out. I'm like, okay, let's see. I've got classes for 18 hours. Now, after 18 hours, they say you're supposed to spend 2 hours of homework for every hour that you're in class. So 18 plus 36. 18 hours in class, 36 hours out of class. There is a ministry that I have to do every single week. That's 5 hours. I need to go to chapel every week. That's 3 hours a week. I'm working full time to pay for my college. That's 40 hours a week. Then there's the hours that I don't get paid for, as in staff meetings. So that's an hour a week. Then there's I need to get ready for school and eat. So let's say that takes me an hour or two a day. So that's 14 hours. Then they said, make sure that you're having time. Make sure that you're creating relationships. Okay, 10 hours socializing. So that's 135. Out of 168 hours, 135, 33 hours divided by 7, because let's keep it eating. Oh, I forgot about mandatory dormitory meetings. Those are 2 hours, 31 divided by 7. Oh, good. 4.5 hours of sleep a night. That's crazy. And what was really crazy was when a preacher came in and he said, "You think you're working hard now? Wait until you get out into the real world." And I was like, no, no, that's not even going to happen. If this is what real life is, I'm not signing up for it. Once I'm out of school, I'm going to have back better control of my time. I didn't realize then I probably could have stretched out my education and had a little bit more sleep. But it was for a season. I pushed through. And that's what I teach my clients also. Sometimes there are things that we need to push through for a season, but we need to recognize that they're a season. And we don't need to act like this is how it's going to be for the rest of our life. Because the rest of our life is not a life that is so busy that we're constantly cutting out on our sleep. We've got to take care of ourselves so that we can think better and then we can be more productive during the time that we're working. Number one, we are too tired because we're overcommitting. And if we overcommit, what do we have to do? We either have to drop things or we have to stay up late to complete them. Number two, the mistake we make is that we're too tied down. We said yes to too many things that are repetitive in our day. For example, in a coach's life, this might look like trying to run a podcast and a YouTube and also coach your clients. Those are all weekly tasks, plus send emails, plus create social media posts, plus go network, not to mention all your family life that are the repetitive tasks. Laundry still has to be done. House cleaning still has to be done. Bills still have to be paid. If you are completely busy, but it feels like you're always doing the mundane, that means that you are too tied down. That is a sure sign that you need to make more money so that you can hire out the task to somebody else. Which brings me to number 3. So number 3 is this. You're valuing your time too cheap, as in you are not making enough money so that you can free up yourself from those little tasks so that you can then save your energy for the bigger tasks, the projects that make profit. This is actually what my dad was talking about because he's speaking from his own experience. As in, here's a man who has several children who, to provide for his family, he is taking overtime. Just the regular pay barely cuts it. And whenever he could, he would take overtime. When somebody comes and wastes his time, he is kept from working more overtime, which means he's making less money, which means that his family is suffering. And he realized that, and he taught me that concept. And I really internalized it and realized, oh my goodness, our time is our life. That's all we've got. And we can use our time for whatever we want. We can exchange it so that by watching TV, by relaxing, by hanging out with our friends, I could have used my time to exercise. I could have used my time to study. I could have used my time to go to class. I could have used my time to sleep more. I chose work to pay off my bill, but it came at a price. And I was very conscious. So I just did not invite a lot of social life in because I just didn't have the time. I'm like, no, I'm trying to push through this. I know what's most important. I want to finish my college. I want to finish it in 4 years, and I want to finish it with no debt. When you think about it that way, what is the value of your time? Now, back then, I thought the value of my time was $3 or $4 an hour. I think that's what I was getting paid, the equivalent of. So obviously, I was paying my school bill off very slowly with a lot of hours. But one of the best things you can do is value your time intentionally higher. For example, say you're charging $50 right now for your time. Think I'm going to charge $100 for my time, or my time is worth $500, and anything that I can hire for less than that might be a valuable use of it. Give yourself a raise. Think about how many hours am I trading for this, and is it worth it to me? Again, we're speaking in the context of you don't have your billions yet, but that's your aim. So you've got to trade your minutes to make money so you can use your money to buy back your time. And you can also use your money to make more money. One of the brilliant things that billionaires do is their money is just making money, as in just gathering compound interest over long amounts of time. Because they've bought back their time, they've bought back their money's time. It's so fascinating when you start thinking this way of how can I make my time more valuable? Because I'm going to tell you something right here. Nobody's going to value your time more than you do. So when my dad was teaching me that very valuable concept, he was teaching me to value my time. But he also showed it by valuing his time. He was like, no, because my time is better used working overtime for my family or taking care of my widowed mom. Like, I have great demands on my time and I'm certain of my priorities and I'm giving my best time to my priorities. Another thing my dad taught me, I should just name this lessons my dad taught me about time and money. Another thing my dad taught me was this: if you have an employer, he deserves the best of your time and attention. So take care of yourself so that you can give him an honest day's work for an honest day's pay. It served me well because when I went into a job, I went in thinking, I am going to give you the very best value for the money that you're paying me right now. And I'm going to ask for a raise in 6 months after I've proved that I'm worth more than what you're paying me. And I usually got the raise. So just put that under your hat as there's a way to make your time more valuable, be more valuable, and then show your employer how it is, and then advocate for a raise. All right, so we talked about if you're too tired, that's probably because you are double committing, overbooking your hour dollars. So you're saying yes to too many things and you're having to take out of your sleep to do it. Or you're too tired down. That's mistake number 2, as in you're doing too many tasks, little tasks that are not moving the needle forward. They're just maintaining. So when we're budgeting our time, we want to think from the idea of which activities are most profitable, which projects are most profitable. So you want to first think about fast turnarounds on your time to money ratio. And then you want to think about better turnarounds on your time to money ratio. And then use this as a way to really question, am I pricing my time too cheap? Am I giving it away? I give free content out on YouTube. Why do I do that? Because I know that not everybody can afford my premium price. But also I know this: if you take the videos and they help you, then you will create more time to make more money, to make better money, to be more profitable. And then you'll be like, oh, she's already helped me. Let me pay her for some more help, for some deeper help, for some personalized help. Just like I was saying when I went to my employers and I would work at the price they set, and then I would show them, hey, the work that I'm bringing is worth more than this because I'm bringing a higher quality caliber than you were expecting. Let's talk about a raise. You get 168 time dollars in every week. Take the time to budget it out. How much needs to go for sleep? How much do you want to give to investing in the relationships that are important to you? How much of it needs to go to your business? And then in the business, how much of it is going to the mundane tasks versus how much of it is going to the future-based projects that are going to create more profit for you? So that's the overview of how you want to think about it. If you have any questions, put them in the comments below. I'd be glad to address them. And if you want personalized help, then you can go to aprilbragg.com and book a clarity call. In fact, you can just simply go down into the description and I'll put a link there to book a free clarity call. This is super helpful for the entrepreneur who is at the point where they are ready to trade dollars to buy back more of their time so they can make more dollars and start that positive cycle. The faster you do this, the sooner you get to the Bill Gates level. I'm not at the Bill Gates level, obviously. If I were, then I'd have a whole team of people doing these YouTube videos and I'd have a pretty sweet, fancy setup. But it's all about progress, not just arrival. It's not about the destination, it's about the journey. Let's just continually be improving. Let's continually be looking for ways to buy back our freedom. And that's going to take using our time to make more money to buy our time back. If you have any questions, put them in the comments below. Share this with somebody who might be feeling trapped in their business or trapped in their life and they need some help breaking free. All right. Talk to you later. Bye-bye.